So at last we meet. I've been writing about you forever, so before the restraining order sets in, might as well interview you. So I'm going to ask the question that everybody's been wanting to ask you forever. No, it's not the one you think.
Because that one has been asked and answered, finally.
How were you not a star already? Like, how did you not have a record deal? You came to the show more than probably anyone in history seeming like ready to go, ready to be a star.
I don't think people get discovered anymore. I think that's kind of like old-fashioned, kind of old Hollywood myth. I don't know. I think everything happens like in the right time when it's supposed to, and I guess I wasn't really ready years ago, and then in the past like year or two I've been writing music and kind of getting my head around the idea of doing like a solo career thing as a recording artist.
Right.
And started doing stuff with a couple different producers and kind of was just finally getting some stuff together to submit, and then this opportunity came up and I was like, well, let's just see how this works out. The thing about the music industry is like you have to have a following or else they won't sign you. It's business.
But the awesome thing is you're like, I don't know if there's such a thing as a travel ambassador for Burning Man, but if there is, they need to hire you. Because I'm pretty sure that you're like the only idol in the history of idol mania.
That's a Burning Man
that can say, my friend who goes to Burning Man all the time is like, great, now all these people are going to go to Burning Man trying to like get on American Idol. But
they should hold one of their auditions there. That would be really good.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Burning Man.
That's a different show. That's not Idol.
I don't know. That would have to be on cable.
Yeah.
For sure. But I think that's a really good story. I think that kind of summed up the fact that it's obvious you weren't the typical person on this show. Are you surprised, I was just saying to you, that you got as far as you did being the way you are? I mean, to me, how you look, how you sound is not shocking, but I guess to some people it would be.
Yeah, I actually was surprised. I thought, this isn't I'm gonna freak people out. And when I got to Ring of Fire, that was kind of the first time that I did my thing. I wore like a really out there outfit, stuff that I would love to wear like every day when I go out.
And you should.
Yeah, and I do. And did the hair and the makeup on finally, and kind of did my thing. That's my thing. But I also knew objectively that Idol was one of those situations where you kind of have to ease into things, and you have to kind of do some ups and downs like a roller coaster, both with your material and with the way you present yourself visually.
Yeah.
And so right after that, after Ring of Fire, I got all this, conversation started about it, and some people loved it, and some people absolutely despised it and thought it was a freak show, which I loved.
I did too.
Yeah, I was like, this is real rock and roll now.
It was just ridiculous because it's like, hello, Johnny Cash did a Nine Inch Nails song.
He was a rebel.
Yeah.
He got kicked out of the Grand Ole Opry.
Did he really?
Yeah. He was drunk or something, and he kicked out the footlights or something. You saw that movie, Walk the Line, right?
Right.
He was a rebel. So it was out of all the country artists, that one resonated the most with me. And the song was sexy and dramatic and kind of dark, and I thought I could kind of revive it and change it up a little bit, make it me. And what we did after that was I went right into a suit, took off all the nail polish and the makeup, did an old school retro thing, did an acoustic, organic, real musical moment for Motown Week. And, I love that kind of music and I love those types of performances. And it was also a strategic thing. I wanted to show, okay, I can do that, but I can also do this.
Right.
So.
Is it surprising to you, or maybe it's not, that, this season it seemed to be more about cultural stuff than ever. I don't know if it shouldn't be, and I'd really like to believe that people vote for American Idol based on their musical taste, whoever they vote for, but it seemed like there was so much other crap going on.
Well, I think they just went to a higher extreme with it. I think it's always been about a cultural thing. You have, say, the girl that's, the country bumpkin, who's a country, America's sweetheart apple pie, Carrie Underwood. Mm-hmm. Great singer, really cool story, how she kind of came from, a small, middle of nowhere thing, and look what's happening. That's cultural, you know what I mean? And I think America felt like, oh, we discovered her. Here you go.
Right, they maybe felt like you didn't, quote unquote, need it as much, which is BS, but...
Well, it's BS because, in the music industry, like I said, you need a following to do anything. And I wanted to go on American Idol because I wanted a platform. I wanted the exposure. I wanted to get out there. And just because I was in a couple of, I did some theater here in LA, and I've been working in that scene for a while, and I've done some shows with some names and worked with some musicians, it doesn't mean that I've made it.
Right.
It means that I'm in a city of industry and I'm just trying to break through.
People hate LA for some reason. It's like, oh, he's from LA, he must suck. I hate that.
Yeah,
I'm very defensive in my city.
I am too. I love LA. Like, all my friends are here, and there's a lot of art happening here, and there's a lot of entertainment being produced here. This is where it's all at. So, and in many ways, I think that helped me through the Idol experience, and through this new part of the Idol experience of like being quote unquote like notorious and having paparazzi in my face and all this craziness that no one can prepare you for, but being here and kind of watching it from the sidelines, having some friends that have been through it, it helps me deal with it.
You've dealt with the media extremely well. It's like from pretty much the beginning, especially since obviously you probably had more people prying into your life than any of the other, maybe any Idols, pre-finale Idols ever.
Yeah.
How have you? You're like coated in Teflon or something. Seriously, nothing bothers you.
Well, I mean, some of it gets to me sometimes. I mean, I get a little irritated, but you know, I think it comes with the territory, and I think that people are curious, and that's flattering. You know, that people want to know that much about me. I'm like, okay, cool, all right, you're interested, and that's a good thing for my career, and that's what being a pop artist is all about. It's about like getting people interested and wanting to know everything. So I'm really excited that I got people sizzling for more. You know what I mean?
Do you think, I'm just going to flat ask you, do you think the fact that you're gay is going to hurt your career? It obviously shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that there's some people that are turned off by it, and to be frank, I mean, those aren't the kind of people that I really want to sing to anyway. I want to sing to people that are open-minded and that accept music. It's not about my lifestyle. That just happens to be my sexual preference. It doesn't mean that it affects the type of music I'm going to make or the type of performer I am. So I would hope that people are in a more progressive mindset right now. I think that our country in general is in a more progressive place, more than it was, you know, when the show started 8 years ago. And I think that, you know, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And there's nothing I can do to control that.
Well, it's kind of funny because although I guess you were considered a front runner and there was a certain level of shock and dismay when you lost, from me as well as other people, although I like Chris as well.
Chris is great.
Chris is great. But in a way it's kind of weird to think, okay, some people thought it was homophobia why you didn't win. But in a way I'm like, well, look how far he went. You know, where
that's the way I look at it.
The photos were out there, and you weren't hiding them. You weren't hiding who you were. You were doing songs like Ring of Fire, and yet people kept voting for you.
People kept voting, and you know what? And I'm not like gloating, but I beat the front runner, the other front runner.
Yes, you did.
So like that's a statement right there that I don't think it had anything to do with that. I think that it just Chris got more votes that night. You know what I mean? That's how the competition works, and I have no hard feelings about it. And I think. I agree with you. I feel like it was a major accomplishment to get to the end of the competition, no matter what the outcome was. And that's what I'm reveling in. Like that, I made it to the finale. I got to like do a bunch of new material that night. I got to sing at the Nokia Center. I got to sing the next night with Queen and Kiss.
Which was the best finale ever.
It was so much fun. And like
you got to wear those angel wings.
Yep. My platform boots.
Have you worn them since?
I actually borrowed those. Those were a rental item. But it was cool because I finally got to like dress up, like how I dress up in all these clubs here in LA, or have been for years.
What are you going to wear on the tour?
I have this jacket being designed right now by my friends at Skin Graft.
Really?
It's a company that did a bunch of my leather jackets that I wore like for Ring of Fire, for, what else did I wear their stuff for? I wore one for, it's like the black leather jacket that I wore all in the beginning during all the promo stuff. I wore a brown leather jacket of theirs for the We Are the Champions thing. They designed really, really cool pieces, and they're doing this blue leather jacket with detachable tails.
What?
And, like spikes and studs everywhere, and it's really hot.
You know what I think they should sell in the merch for you? They should sell Adam capes like the one Katy Perry wore.
That was so cool when she did that. And I was so surprised by that.
And I think you should cover I Kissed a Girl with the lyrics exactly the same.
I thought about that.
You should do
Just for the irony. Yeah. Maybe I should. Maybe I should have done that on tour. It would have been funny.
If you'd done it on the show, it might have caused a few people to freak out.
And you know what? That's kind of... there's something about like the Ring of Fire situation and some of the stuff that I said in the press. Like, I know... I like kind of screwing with people a little bit in a very playful sense. You know, it's fun. Like, you're given this opportunity where everybody wants to listen to what you're saying, and it's like, I don't want to just make generic expected statements about everything and be totally PC and do the whole pageant thing because I think that's boring. Like, it's a really cool opportunity to like get a rise out of certain types of people and to make certain people think and to challenge the way things are typically done, like with Idol and with entertainment in general. And I've been given a great opportunity where I had all this exposure, and I might as well do something interesting with it. But at the heart of it, it is about the music, and I really do feel that way. Like I'm focused on making my record right now, and like working with all these great producers and co-writing. I'm getting to write a lot of my own material, which is awesome. And that's the thing too, is like it's a misconception. Like people go, oh, Idol is, they're puppeteers and they control you afterwards. And I don't think that's true at all. Not in my experience.
I think it was the Kelly Clarkson situation that made people think that with her third record.
I don't know what happened with that. It's too bad. But I think she's super talented. I like her new record a lot.
I do too. I liked her dark record.
I did too.
It wasn't. They acted like she turned into like Marilyn Manson or something.
Well, I think that in the music biz, it's about numbers a lot of the time, especially lately because the music biz is kind of going through some changes. So, they view it maybe as like a not as successful because it didn't sell as many as the last one, but a lot of people still loved it. So.
I'm excited to see an album by you that is really going to change what people think Idol is.
Yeah.
Please tell me what you're going to do.
Well, I'm doing a lot of, we're still early. We have a couple songs that I've written with a couple different people. We have some other songs that some producers sent in and some writers sent in that they really thought would be appropriate. Some that were written for me, some that were already written. And we're just kind of sorting through it. And my big thing is, I want it to be lyrically something I can relate to. Something that makes a statement but doesn't like preach. It's like a very fine line. I don't want to do just vapid like songs about nothing because I just am bored with that. But I'm not taking myself too seriously. It's kind of like it's a balancing act, And we're also doing a balancing act between like the rock sound and like the electro pop sound. I think that there's a very fine line there. As long as there's hard guitars on top of an electro beat, I think it's blending two different styles in a really cool way.
What you should do is you should do a rock record and then have a companion CD or whatever of remixes.
That'd be sick. I mean, there's already going to be remixes. I want it to almost feel like that already. I want that record to be like already feel remixy in a way.
Is it true you're working with Lady Gaga's producer?
Yeah, his name is Red One, and Red One.
Oh, the Red.
That's him.
I always thought she said red wine.
A lot of people.
Because that song is about drinking.
Yeah, and then she says Red One.
Really?
Yeah, that's him. I mean, he's unbelievably talented. He's like the coolest dude. He's very positive and enthusiastic, and he works things out so quick. Like he just, what about this? And he like programs it. And it's like sick, unbelievable, like on the spot. So we've been doing a lot of cool stuff. We've been writing some stuff together, and I think it's going to be.
And when's it coming out?
Dead on. The album should be coming out in the fall.
Awesome. And one more question. I just want to ask you a little bit about the tour in terms of if you can reveal what songs you will be doing.
I'm allowed to, right?
Talk about music.
Yeah.
We can do one track.
Okay. So one of the songs I'm most excited about performing on the tour that I didn't get to do on the show is Starlight by Muse.
I heard the word Muse and I was trying to comment. Because I heard one time you were going to do Supermassive Black Hole.
I was thinking about it.
Had you done that, my head would have exploded.
I love Muse. I love their sound.
Vocals.
I love the vocals. Yeah, the whole thing. Like they're spot on perfect.
I'm being such a geek right now. You don't even know like a Muse song on American Idol.
Yeah,
like, come on.
Yeah. Well, I did their version of Feeling Good. That was inspired by their version.
I knew it was. I believe I wrote that.
Yeah.
But there's a Feeling Good curse because a lot of people who do Feeling Good get eliminated, and that was the one time you were in the bottom. I was like, please let him break the curse. And you did.
Yeah.
Wow, so you're going to do Starlight.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. I cannot wait. All right. I'm going to let you go, but thank you for telling me that.
Yeah, my pleasure.